One of the things that we see very commonly, especially during commute times, during the rain, are spinouts. Literally, you can have dozens and dozens of spinouts in Northern California once the rain starts. And a lot of people are confused by this. Are Californians just the worst drivers in the world, or what's going on here? Well, we have a couple things that are somewhat unique to the area. Usually when the rain starts, especially early season rain, it'll collect on the roadways, which usually have a hump in the middle, and then go to one of the drainages on the side. For interstates, we have these. For your surface streets, we have these. But during the leaf season, which is the very beginning, those drains easily get clogged. Or if there's too much rain all at once, they also can overflow. So then you get in this situation where you're going to have a puddle on the side. Now, if you directly hit a puddle and it covers all the lanes, you might hydroplane and skid around a little bit, but you might be okay as long as your hands are on the wheel and they're aimed in the right direction. But what usually happens is the car will hit the puddle and only a couple of wheels will go through it. And what tends to happen with that is, just think about your vehicle all going at the same speed. The tires are all equally moving in the same direction, obviously, and at the same rotation speed. Well, then you hit some water and some friction, and half of the car slows down, while the other half, with the two dry tires, or more dry than the puddle, they still maintain that same speed with much less friction. So it starts to pull you toward that puddle. Then what usually happens is cars will try and correct, sometimes overcorrect, and now you're in a situation where the back half starts moving over the water, and then, of course, as the roads are covered with water, you just start to spin in the opposite direction, sometimes moving across all the other lanes into the center divider. It happens again and again and again. So there's a couple pieces of advice. Knowing this, it's better to stay in the middle lanes of a highway or an interstate. Since there usually is a hump to divert the water onto either side to those drains, usually the middle ones are a little bit higher, and you tend to see less ponding and certainly less some of these clogged drains. The other thing too is, if you're in that slow lane, you see a puddle coming up, assume that that puddle is going to pull you toward it. That way you can anticipate, once I hit that puddle, what's going to happen to my car, and what do I need to do in anticipation of moving it back the other way. And the easiest thing in all of this is just to slow down so you have more time to react to this situation.